ADA, we start with 1 hour chart. Just I want to give a quick update. Okay, first of all, if you refer to our analysis, we have been looking for buy, but as we can see, the price drop a bit more and again retest this line, which is one. Okay, now we want to see whether there is a breakout of this line or not. We want to see how we can trade it. Okay, now we want to see how we can look at this. Whether this is the correction for relative to this, that's mean the price can still we can expect to the drop or reversal, because still we can expect this one to turn to a bigger flat for one more drop. Okay, because the way is moving is really corrective. Now we want to see how we can trade it. In this case, we move to higher time frame. All right, as we can see, this is what we have been looking for. I mean, we have been within this move for quite a long time. Now we want to see how deep this one can go before we get the reversal. Is it there is a possibility this one continue and retest based on daily chart at 0.73? Okay, but this is just we don't need at these times to rely on this. Okay, this is based on daily chart and what we're expecting to get a reversal. Okay, now the way, because as I mentioned, the way is moving is really corrective. And if I move to a forward chart, this is what we're carrying based on forward chart. Okay, the only things is still we're thinking if there is a continuation, the price can drop to 0.9. Okay, that's why if you I mentioned, if you want to look for buy, we need to be quite careful. Okay, and as we can see, price broke this low, which I show based on 1 hour chart. Okay, now I think we will remove this one, we don't need it. And now the thing is, based on forward chart, if we put this one in relative to this, we see we have a divergence. Okay, this is one thing also we need to be aware of that. And if you remove everything, all right, as we can see, the price broke the previous low. Now we want to see whether this is the only correct, this is the correction in relative to this, and this is the last move or not. Okay, or is it? I mean, we need to know about the possibility may this one turn and become part of this. That means internal correction become more complex. Okay. By the way, this is we don't need to care about this right now. Just the only things is we want to see how we can trade it. Okay. Based on forward chart, we have nothings. The only things is if I remove this one to, okay. No, the only thing is how we can trade from this, because no, right now we cannot put this one in relative to this anymore. Okay. Now, in this case, we move to 1 hour chart. As we, the only thing is we can see the divergence here and the price is still in a corrective move. And if we move to 1 hour chart, we remove this one. The first thing is where do we have any divergence here? If we put this one in relative to this, yes, we have. And how about here? Yes, as well. Okay. Now, if we want to use the trend line, I think we should put it here. Okay. The best thing is if we want to look, as I mentioned, may I remove this one? As I mentioned, if we want to look for trade, we need to be quite careful that if this one turn to a flat, the next move is still, we can expect the price to drop to 0.9. That's why if we want to look for buy, we need to get the proper trade set up. Okay, based on what we have right now, as I mentioned, still this one can move a bit higher as a corrective, give us a flat. Okay, 1 2 3 for one more drop. Okay, because internally the only thing is we have the internally small correction, which is in relative to this. All right. Now, if we want to look for buy, one of the option is we wait for the breakout of this. With the sharp move, any flag, we'll look for buy with the breakout of this top. That means we shouldn't buy within this move. Or if we want to look for the breakout, we put our trend line here. Again, we wait for the breakout of this trend line with the flag. Actually, will be both similar to what I mentioned at the first. Okay, and if we get any buy, if we see, I mean, what we're expecting similar to what we have here. Again, we're looking for the sharp move, flag, continuation. This is the only way we can look for buy, because it's still we can expect this one to give us a correction, even deeper. If it become a deeper correction, the next move can be really sharp. But if this one move a bit higher, give us only flat, the next move may can break this low and a bit lower. Okay, but our expectation is if we get the next move, this is what we're looking for. Okay, we want to see whether there is a breakout of the zero point 0.9 or not. Okay, and for those traders, they want to look for sell. If they get one move, they get this correction here similar to what I look for, then they can look for sell. I don't think if the price move a bit higher, I don't think they can get a really good trade setup, because if they want to get the trade, they need the sharp move with the flag. Okay, unless the price move a bit higher, if they get a sharp move with the flag, they can look for sell with the breakout of this low. Rather than that, we don't have any other option. That's why if this one tend to a more corrective, the next move down is mostly we can get it, and even we can look for sell setup. Okay, by the way, we don't have any trade setup right now. Still the way is moving very corrective. Now we want to see what's this, whether this is a flat warm or drop or not. Okay, and I mentioned if we want to look for buy, we need to get the sharp move similar to what I mentioned here. Rather than that, we don't have any other way to trade it, because still we are within this correction, and this is what we can see here. All right, we have this too, and now we want to see how high this one can go, whether this one can break the top or not. Okay, and if we move to forward chart again, okay, as we can see right now, this is what we are looking for. We were looking for, this is the internal correction, and this is the first move, and this one may give us one more correction for one more drop. If we get this, then we can consider this move is finished already. Okay, because internally this one has a correction, and right now we have this, and the price could break this one. That's why we will be more interested if this one turn to a correction, give us one more drop, then from there we can put this one as the last wave for next move. But if the price reverse from here, then we need to look at the chart differently, and again we need to analyze how we can put the each part in relative to each other. Okay, by the way, we the only thing is we want to focus for this. As I mentioned, if we get one more drop, then the next move, it can give us a better confirmation. Okay, by the way, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. And if anyone wants to trade, whether for buy or sell, we don't have any trade setup. The only thing is we want to see how this one can form. We need to be quite careful. Mostly it can turn to a flat. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.